We're going to talk about Cofer Black first, and the whole Burisma and Ukraine thing.
Yep.
The question is, why does someone with such a long government career involve himself with a company with a long checkered history with the corruption in Ukraine? And why does a Ukraine gas company favor bringing on board such deep ties to the highest level of government, such as Hunter Biden, Devin Archer, and Cofer Black?
Yeah, I'm going to let you answer all those questions. I mean, I'm going to tell you, most of America right now that's listening is not going to fully understand everything you said. They know about Burisma, they know about Ukraine corruption, but these names that you just rattled off with Archer and Cofer Black, they may have minimal exposure to them, but I doubt that many understand it.
Well, we will happily bring them up to speed, won't we?
Absolutely.
Well, let's kind of start at the end of this and move our way backwards into the other stuff.
Okay.
You mentioned Romney knowing Cofer Black and who he was. Well,
hold on. Before we leave that, I have covered this, but let's not take anything for granted. Talk about Romney and Cofer Black and their relationship going back to 2012.
Well, Cofer Black was tapped as special advisor to Romney's NSA team back in October of 2011. And interestingly enough, Romney, has been very outspoken about Trump and yada, yada, yada. Well, he made a quote on one of his old tweets, September 22nd, 2019, in regards to this whole Ukraine deal. And I thought, well, but, why is he so upset about all this? And then that Cofer Black was his special advisor. Well, why would Romney be freaking out about this? Well, let's see. For starters, he still wants to and has plans on running in 2024. So if Cofer Black is found dirty, first of all, he'd have to remove himself. Let's continue with Cofer Black for a bit. Being that his beginnings go back to being a CIA station chief in Sudan when Osama bin Laden was protected by that African nation. Mm-hmm. He was there to collect intel on Al-Qaeda. He left in 95. Then he was stationed in Asia, and then later in Latin America. After this little stint, he's promoted in 99 to CIA Director of CTC, the Counter-Terrorist Center. He goes through charts of tracking and strategizing to give you an idea of kind of what he does, and he was under CIA Chief George Tenet. Well, now we're getting into George and Tenet did a covert op in 2001, so now we're moving towards 9/11 stuff. They were running a covert op called Blue Sky Paper, which was the use of intel and military assets. They both stated that they warned everybody about 9/11, but Black was the head of counterintelligence during 9/11. And The Economist came out on an article after the fact stating that all these leaders and heads of intelligence had warned Black about 9/11 and when, not that it was going to happen, but when. Keep fact.
Holy crap. Just a minute. You're knocking me over here. You're going to give me a heart attack with it. I didn't know this. You're saying Cofer Black is complicit in 9/11 cover-up of pre-warning intel?
Oh, absolutely. And wait till you hear his cohort. There was a CIA whistleblower that came out who was stationed at Jeddah, and I'm not sure of the pronunciation, so forgive me, Jeddah, in Saudi Arabia. And it was during a CIA staff hearing. And according to the Freedom Post, John Brennan was the CIA station chief in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, when the 9/11 hijackers were given the visas to travel to the